Okay, I've got to lock in for this recording session because I got a melee tournament in 30 minutes. Before I get into the list, I just got to kind of address something. A lot of times I hear the sentiment that price or rarity, shouldn't matter. We should really only be thinking about the visual aesthetics of a skin, whether or not it looks good. And I say that's cringe. See, we're not just about something looking clean. We're about sending a message. We're about saying, this ugly piece of shit, yeah, I bought that with my own money, and I'm rocking it. So with that out of the way, let's get into the skins. Today we're going to be looking at the P2000. And I just want to say off the bat, the P2000 earns a lot of base points. See, most people, myself included, have been kind of cucked into the USP mentality, just like writing off the P2000 and saying that the USP is better. And you know what? I'm honestly pretty confident that I could say that the P2000 is actually the better gun. Like, the accuracy difference that the USPS has is like negligible at best, and like, it just has more ammo. The silencer might help you in like some situations, but like, let's be real, it's not that important. I will say that the sound of the USPS does like placebo trick your brain into like thinking that it's better, which is a genuine reason to use it. If you want to be as based and as real as possible, you got to use the P2000. So I mean, like, really, if we're being frank, any P2000 is pretty raw. But these are the rawest of the bunch. So let's start off with our number 5 entry. We got the P2000 Grassland and the Grassland Leaves. These kind of flat tan color skins are super hit or miss. Sometimes you get something like the Grassland Leaves here, which, I'm gonna be so real, is pretty ugly, but like, you're pretty nuts if you go out of your way to get one of these in factory new. In my opinion, the Grassland is kind of the best of both worlds, because at $20 in factory new, it's expensive enough to kind of make you go, why? But also, I mean, when paired with the right stuff, this thing's actually pretty clean. I think the little green accents just do a lot of service for this skin. But then again, I mean, there's really something to be said for a factory new Grassland Leaves. I like to think that my taste in skins is pretty ascendant, but if you spent $120 on a factory new P2000 Grassland Leaves, I think you're just on another plane of existence. Like, I can't even comprehend what kind of motion you have. You could call me a cop-out for putting both of these in one slot on the list, but I mean, I just don't know how to measure them against each other, because on the one hand, we've got something that's just like genuinely clean, and on the other hand, we've got some high level mind prowess on display that I don't even know if I can really begin to dig into. Alright, next up, and to probably nobody's surprise, we got the P2000 Ocean Foam. I don't really know what there is much to say about this skin. It's shiny, it's blue, it's expensive because it trades up into a fire serpent. It's kind of like the go-to collector's P2000 skin. It's cool because you kind of want to look out for like a good scratch pattern to make sure it looks clean, which I did not do. Low-key, I really should have put this at number 5, but my little spiel about rarity and price just segued really well into talking about the Grassland and the Grassland Leaves. So, this one's at 4. It's just pretty clean. There's not that much else to say about it. Alright, next up, we got the P2000 Dispatch, and I'm actually really mad at this skin right now. The reason being that I spent like 30 minutes the other night going through every single pattern for this skin, and I found a website that lets you preview different patterns because I was getting tired of going through the server and like, typing in every number. And it turns out that the website was just lying to me, so I wrote down all of these good patterns for this skin, and it turns out that they're actually just wrong. Overall though, a lot of these are going to look kind of unassuming, but sometimes you get one that just has like really interesting shapes and designs going on that looks really cool. You can also look out for like ones that like are mostly red, or ones that don't have any red at all, or ones that are mostly blue. If you have the patience to find an interesting pattern, this thing can look really cool. If you want to go like full delusional mode on this John, you could probably find a bunch of like weird shapes and like stuff that you could see on the butt of the gun. Kind of like that one dude who's trying to sell you his flip knife slaughter for $50 of overpay. Like, no bro, I don't care about your rare beaver pattern. I don't even know what I don't know what that is. Overall though, I think the design of the skin kind of kicks ass in kind of a unique way. And I think it's sad that people aren't messing with this P2000 skin just to mess with it. They want it because it trades into the ugly piece of garbage that is the op fade. Alright, in second place, we've got the P2000 Cera. You can call me crazy, but low-key, This thing is like an AK Wild Lotus that's 13 bucks. The artwork here is just classic. This gun smells like a garden. It's just, I don't know, it's just comforting to hold the Cera. This thing is like a warm blanket. This gun will tuck you in and give you a warm cup of tea when you awake in the morning. I love this skin a lot, but I don't love it as much as it loves me. The colors are so joyous and vibrant. This skin is an F major 7 chord. Lovely is the only word I can describe this with. I really just, I feel compelled to cry tears of joy when I'm holding this gun. Alright, you know the deal. Let's get to the honorable mentions. First off, we got the chainmail. And honestly, like, I think this was one of the rawest, coolest P2000 skins in Global Offensive, and I just feel like it got a huge nerf in CS2. If we step out in the light here, this thing just got a lot brighter. It used to have this very dark, kind of like mysterious vibe, and now it's just a little too bright for my liking. I do think it's pretty base though, and looks really good in Souvenir, as the gold stickers kind of accent the gold parts on the gun. You can also get some of the older Souvenir stickers that had a little bit of like color on them, and I think those look pretty nice on here because it's pretty neutral medium. Okay, next up we got the Space Race. And I think this thing just has like a super cool kind of Art Deco style that we don't see on a lot of skins. This is another one where I feel like if you went through the patterns, you could probably find some really cool stuff. There's a lot of variety on the pattern template for this skin, so it could look very different depending on what you get. This is just like a random other pattern I chose, and I mean, it's kind of got a different vibe going on with like the tip being like this dark blue. Overall, I just really appreciate the art style that this gun has. And our third and final honorable mention is the Scorpion. This thing's just kind of raw. It's got a very grimy look, but I think it kind of got nerfed in CS2. I feel like the colors just used to pop a little bit more. And in this case, I kind of liked that for this gun. The little Scorpion guy just kind of hanging out there is pretty metal though. He's like almost got like a cyber sigilism kind of vibe going on, but like not quite. Incorporated well into an inventory, the skin is pretty sick. Alright, if you've been paying attention, you probably saw the last one coming. It's the P2000 coach class. Look, you can pretty much always bet on me putting something from the baggage collection as number 1. I will glaze this collection until the day that I die. I will be on the deathbed talking about how good the baggage collection was. We got blessed with not just one, but 2 of the best CT starting pistols that the game has to offer in just one collection. The coach class and the first class are kind of like sisters. They share a lot of visual similarities, but I think that the P2000 brings kind of more of a honest working class vibe rather than a fancy one. I'm seeing the culture of a hard-working blue-collar man who travels the world in his spare time in this gun. And the nuts thing is, those vibes were just kind of radiating off of the screen before I even considered the name that this thing has. Valve understood that they were baking the spirit of the proletariat into this gun. These subtle little lines that are going through the top half of the gun are just so elegant and gorgeous. Such striking colors put on display here. This skin is like a generational hand-me-down that your grandmother gives you. If you have one of these, never sell it because it's precious. Before I'm out of here, I just want to say that I've gotten multiple comments recently that have just absolutely warmed my heart. It's honestly pretty surreal. This channel is very much still in its infancy, so I can't really claim a lot of success, but it feels really heartwarming and accomplishing to get love in the comments, so thank you guys so much. Other than that, consider liking and subscribing. You go check out my recent sort of funny moments type video. I thought it was pretty good. I've got socials you can follow, music you can listen to in the description. Go ahead and check it out. Other than that, thank you for watching, and I gotta go play some Melee. So peace out!